Season Pass.
Hello, Alamo Dome. 2 Concho Valley high schools competed in the state basketball tournament, while 3 boys teams tried to solidify their place in the regional tournament. Highlights from the hardwood coming up shortly. The Lone Star Conference basketball tournament is also in the books. We have all the sights and sounds from Frisco. How far did the Angelo State Rams and Bells go? Find out in just a few minutes. Sit tight and relax. Season Pass starts right now.
Season Pass, sponsored by Kelly Grimsley Kia.
Welcome everyone to Season Pass, the one-stop shop for everything Concho Valley sports. You know the deal. I'm your host and server of highlights, Ryan Reynolds. We have a lot to talk about today, from high school basketball to high school baseball. For the very first time this season, we also have action from Angelo State Athletics. The Rams and Bells competed in the Lone Star Conference tournament. Softball and baseball were also in action. We just have it all tonight, folks. So let's not waste any more time, starting with the playoff madness that is high school basketball. The girls' high school basketball state tournament got underway Thursday morning at the Alamo Dome. The first game on the docket was Very Best versus Nazareth. Winner solidifies their spot in the state championship game. Nazareth making their 29th appearance in the state tournament. Very Best making their first. Opening quarter, Bella Halfman, Decora Blackwell. Watch this. She's going to get that jumper to fall after not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 bounces. It finally goes in. They take the lead, but how long would it last? Well, the answer, not too long. Here comes the Swiftettes. Addie Dyer misses the 3. Amy Schindrick grabs the board and gets the putback. Nazareth up by 8. Now in the second, Dyer with the quick lay-in. That capped off an 18-0 run. There's a reason this team has won 5 of the last 6 state titles. Lady Falcons trying to get something going before halftime. Bella Halfman calls 3. Nazareth went into the break with a 28-8 lead. Third quarter now. Callie Briley's going to knock down a triple. She's pretty good at shooting those. Lady Falcons, she led them with 8 points. This was just Nazareth game. They held Very Best to just 8 points in the fourth quarter as the Lady Falcons season comes to an end. 43-23. Nazareth went on to defeat Lippin in the state title game, a record 24th state championship for Nazareth.
This group fought hard. There was no back down. There was no scared. And I was very, very pleased with our effort today. And I hope we take this as a learning lesson going forward into next year. But there's no promises and there's no guarantees that we will be here next year. So we're going to cherish this. We're going to cherish these last few days together. And wish we could have played one more game, but I'm very happy and thankful for the time that I got to spend with this group.
Most freshmen come up and they're kind of immature in the way they play, and we never really had that problem with them. They knew that they had to come step up, and now that they know what it's like to play here, next year is going to be awesome.
They've been one of the most successful girls basketball programs the past 3 years. And Friday morning, the Mason Cowgirls were hoping they could accomplish something they haven't done in that time span, and that's advance to the state championship game. Their 3rd consecutive appearance in the state tournament, taking on Munster. It was a really tight first quarter. Mackenzie Cano looking for an open teammate. Nothing there. So, hey, let's go ahead and shoot a 3. Green light. Cowgirls up 9-4. Munster's defense was dominant in the second. Marty McCoy snatches the ball away, and then she's going to hit the jumper. Mason only had 3 points in the second quarter, and they trailed by 1 going into the half. The Lady Hornets offense, though, was on fire in the third. Kaylee Berkeley for 3. That caps off a 10-0 run by Munster. They're starting to create some separation, but the Cowgirls would regroup in the fourth. Nice ball movement here. Lauren Olson for the bucket. She led the team with 14 points. Mason trailing by 7, but the Cowgirls, couldn't complete the comeback. They come up short as their season comes to an end. 43-34 the final score. Munster then fell to Groover in the state title game.
We did, let them get a few good looks on their threes, and we got some stops where we didn't get rebounds. We'd get them to miss a shot, and we just didn't get a rebound or two. That hurt us there in kind of the end of the third quarter, into the fourth quarter.
Hopefully, since we have a lot of us back, we can train our new ones and just hop right in it and just progress as a team, because we want to be peaking at state and just hopefully come back next year and make it to the finals.
This girls' state basketball update sponsored by Greg Bratcher, State Farm Insurance Agency, and First State Bank of Paint Rock.
Both Concho Valley schools coming up short in the state tournament, but congrats to Very Best and Mason on wonderful seasons. Next on Season Pass, we switch it over to boys high school basketball. Erie County, Sterling City, and Cristoval all trying to punch their ticket to the regional tournament. Sit tight. We'll be right back.
Wherever we want to go, we just have to start. Auto save your way there with Chase. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Hi, I'm Will with All About Signs. If you need expert advice and signs from banners to backlit, give us a call, 949-7168, or come see us at our new location.
Introducing the most capable Sierra lineup ever. Step up to GMC with 0% financing for 72 months on this 2020 Sierra 1500 Texas Edition. Plus get $500 purchase cash. Or get $7,500 purchase allowance on this Texas Edition.
ARG has specialty products like business cards, hats, mugs, and pins. But that's not all. ARG has more than 80,000 products to choose from, and all with your logo on it. Like paperweights, lanyards, sunglasses, business cards, license plates, backpacks, notebooks, logbooks, mouse pads, frisbees, beach balls, tape measures, stuffed animals, buttons, flashlights, flip-flops, snow globes. Did I mention business cards? I could keep going, but with over 80,000 products, I'm running out of time. Go to argproducts.com and see all that they have to offer. Or call 916-756-SWAG.
The troubled housing market has made it hard to refinance or sell homes right now. Our certified counselors can help you. This is a free service. If you think you're in trouble, call the NFCC. We can help.
Welcome back to Season Pass. The Lady Falcons and Cowgirls came up short in the state tournament, but how are the Concho Valley boys teams faring in the basketball playoffs? Let's find out. Class 1A regional quarterfinal action, 13th ranked Erie County taking on Balmorhea out in Rankin first quarter. And if Trevin Cofield has a nickname, it should be Bucket. Splashes that one from downtown. Seconds later, here he is again from three. He had 4 triples and 15 points in the first half alone. Hornets led by 27 at the break. And why let up in the third quarter? Caden Councilman buries the 3. Erie County nailed 7 shots from behind the arc. They led by 36 entering the fourth. And, well, yeah, you get the gist of it. Outlet pass. Councilman again this time getting the layup. Erie County stomps Balmorhea 67-31. They'll face Jayton in the regional semifinals. Those highlights coming up shortly. A Concho Valley battle in Brunt, the Sterling City Eagles and Eden Bulldogs. Let's pick it up at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Sterling City up 2. Hunter Rogers ties the game. He had a game-high 24 on the night, but would it be enough? Under 2 to play. Game still tied. Now at 50. The give and go to Caleb Tinney. Misses it, but gets the putback. Bulldogs take the lead now under 40 seconds left. Sterling City down 1. Isaiah Arellano with the feed to Quentin McMillan. Book it. The Eagles take a 1-point lead. Eden hoping for a prayer. 1.5 on the clock. Rogers just wide of the rim. And Sterling City, they're moving on. They win 56-53. They face Paducah. We also have highlights from that one coming up in just a few minutes. The only regional quarterfinal game we couldn't get our hands on was the Cristoval Cougars battling Sundown in Garden City, and their season comes to an end. Sundown beats Cristoval in a tough one. There it is, 57-41. There is the score from the regional quarterfinals. Cristoval season coming to an end. So the dream season continues for Sterling City, and now they're in the regional tournament for the first time since 1999, taking on Paducah. And Paducah was all over Sterling City in this one. They get the Beckett to go there, and then again, Paducah getting another shot to fall. They were all over Sterling City out at McMurray. They get the win. And here is Erie County taking on Jayton, a rematch of last year's quarterfinal game. And Jayton again getting the best. 8th ranked in the state for a reason. They're getting the best of number 13 Erie and County. Erie and County season comes to an end by the hands of Jayton for the 2nd straight season. So that's it for high school basketball. A wonderful season in the books, which means another door opens for the first time this year on Season Pass. We have highlights from high school baseball. The weather is getting warmer. Flowers are blooming. So let's go ahead and head outside to the Diamond. The defending 3A state champion Wall Hawks battling Jim Ned. Austin Williams on the mound for Wall. Top second, game tied at 2. Blaine Palmer, he changes that. The single to right scores Landon Tant. Indians take a 3-2 lead, jumping up over the Wall Hawks. Williams would get out of the inning, though. He gets Braden Lewis swinging. Bryson Ballard, nice trap with the ball there, throws him out at first. Wall limits the damage and gets out of the inning, and we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Indians still up a run. Mark Malone makes contact but grounds into a sweet 6-4-3 double play. Solid defense from Jim Ned. The Hawks tied things with a homer by Caleb Huritz. Walden scored 2 more runs off errors to win it. 5-3 the final. First day of the Lakeview tournament. Chiefs taking on WINDTHORST. Top second. Lakeview already up 8-0. Ryan Avalos freezes Tyler Etheridge to end the inning. Bottom half of the 2nd. Tyler Wood lines out to center. Cade Henry tags from 3rd. The Chiefs extending their lead to 9-0. Top 3rd, and this guy knows how to pitch. Avalos continues to deal strikeouts, gets Gage McNally looking. Next batter gets Ethan Belcher swinging. Avalos finished with 6 strikeouts and only gave up 1 run through 4 innings. Just nice work on the mound from him. Bottom of the 3rd now. Cody High at the dish with the bases loaded. Drills it to 3rd. Dalen Signs comes home, beats the tag. The Chiefs, they go on to get the win. 13-8, the final score. More action from the Lakeview tournament. Brady's turn at WINDTHORST. Bottom 3rd, Brady up 5-2. Kyle Wolf takes off from first, gets caught in a little pickle. Dylan Rabian dives and gets the tag just in time. Bulldogs, they escape the inning with no damage. Top of the 4th, Benjamin Galindo up. Runner on 2nd. Lines one right back up the middle. That advances the runner to 3rd. Galindo ends up on 2nd, which brings us to the very next batter. Kason Burnett drills 1 to short. Takes a weird hop. 2 runs come across the score. Burnett ends up at 1st. Brady cruises past WINDTHORST 12-2. So let's go ahead and take the 2 winners and throw them in a game together. Brady and Lakeview going at it at the Lakeview tournament. Top of the 5th, tied at 1. Kason Burnett rips 1 to left. Anthony Cook Jr. comes around to score. Bulldogs take a 2-1 lead. Later in the inning, though, same score. Cutter Johnson, he's going to hit it to the exact same spot. Hayden Burnett comes around to score. Bulldogs up 4-1, and we head to the bottom of the 7th. The Chiefs trying to complete a comeback. They're trailing 5-1. Tyler Woods grounds 1 into the center field. Logan Sanders and Cade Henry come across the score. It's 5-3 now, and that's all the Chiefs could get. Brady wins it 5-3 the final. Allergies making my voice crack. Take me out to the ball game. That's why we love it. Coming up on Season Pass, we jump to the next level with Angelo State Athletics. The Rams and Bells in conference tournament action. You don't want to miss it.
Introducing the most capable Sierra lineup ever. Step up to GMC with 0% financing for 72 months on this 2020 Sierra 1500 Texas Edition. Plus get $500 purchase cash. Or get $7,500 purchase allowance on this Texas Edition.
The goal of tax season? Keep your money. With Altice Mobile, it's easy to do. 1 line, every line. $30 a month for life. You get unlimited data, talk, and text, plus 99% nationwide coverage. There's no risk, no commitment, and you can cancel anytime. There's just no better deal out there. Switch to Suddenlink's Altice Mobile for just $30 a month for life with unlimited data, talk, and text. Visit alticemobile.com. Only from Suddenlink. Also available for Suddenlink Business.
When disaster strikes, it can leave you feeling helpless, wondering what to do next. If your home or business has been damaged by fire or water, the first thing to do is call the experts at ServiceMaster by Texas Best. We have the experience and know-how to take your home or business from disaster to done. And if your tile or carpet is dark and dingy, Texas Best can restore that too, bringing back a clean you never thought possible.
When it comes to water damage restoration, Texas Best is Texas Best.
At the Mitchell Buick GMC Service Department, we take pride in our work and reputation. Our oil change service consists of tire rotation, multi-point vehicle inspection, and interior vacuuming, all in 45 minutes or less. We want to make sure you are safe and comfortable and that you get the full value from your vehicle. Complete satisfaction means peace of mind for you. Schedule your appointment online today at MitchellBuickGMC.com, your hometown dealer.
Welcome back, everyone. Here we are, round one of the Lone Star Conference basketball tournament. The Rams were the 4th seed, which granted them a first-round bye and an automatic pass to Frisco. The Bells, on the other hand, had to beat Midwestern State, a team they fell to earlier this year, to advance to the Comerica Center. Likely the final game this season in the Janelle Center, or is it? Closing stages of the first half, tied at, I don't know what it was tied at. All I know is it was tied. Qatar Samuel knocks down the 3. She was named 3rd team all-conference earlier this week. Bells led 33-30 at the half. That tie doesn't matter anymore. And MSU came out strong. Hannah Reynolds gets it to D. Moore for the lay-in. Mustangs trail by 8 in the 3rd. D. Moore, she couldn't be stopped on offense. However, Sawyer Lloyd misses the jumper. There's more fighting off 2 Mustangs for the rebound and bucket inside the final 2 minutes. Lana Marov, well, that's a dagger 3. Bang! Bells win 81-70. They advance to the 2nd round. So over to Frisco, the Bells trying to shock the world and upset Lubbock Christian in the LSC quarterfinals. First quarter, Bells down 3 at Samantha Rocha. That is, they tie it. You see that. Second quarter now, LCU up 7. Qatar Samuel knocks down the 3. It's raining 3s in Frisco, an 8-0 run for the Bells. But LCU closed out the half on a 10-2 run. Channing Cunus drills the 3. Another one. They led 42-31 at the break. So many shots from downtown. More of the same from the Lady Chaps in the 3rd. There's Cunus. Hey, look at that. Another deep 3 to fall. Then in the 4th, LCU up 26. They just keep piling it on. Madeline Turner swings it over to a wide open Emma Middleton. She buries it. LCU knocks the Bells out of the LSC tournament. Final score, 91-65. Here's Bells head coach Nate Harris after the game.
They're a very, very good team, and they played very, very well today. You know, we did have some runs, and we did have some times when we really battled back, and I thought we did a good job of staying in the fight a little bit. And basketball's made a game of runs, and they just happened to make a few more than us. And we, again, we want to give credit to LCU. But again, I hope these 2 young ladies get to play some more basketball, because I think we got 2 really good ones here. But we'll see how all that shakes out.
You know who's really good at basketball? That man, Colin Turner. Rams taking on LCU in the LSC quarterfinals. Opening possession for LCU. They led the conference in 3-point percentage for a reason. Lloyd Daniels getting that one to go. Chaps start the party with a 3. A couple minutes later, and I told you, he's pretty good at the long range. There's Paul Williams. He hits from downtown. He had 3 triples in the first half. That one sparking the Rams to a 15-12 lead, and ASU started to settle in. Colin Turner gets the steal and goes coast to coast. Look at that speed, and then to cap it off with a nifty scoop and score, an athletic finish from Turner, and then he nails the step-back jumper. This dude can score. Turner finished with a tournament record 47 points as the Rams survived Lubbock Christian 97-92 in double overtime. Here's head coach CINCO Boone and Turner after the game.
I'm going to be honest because I'm not going to hide it very much. I think we had some guys slided in the awards on Wednesday. I think this guy's one of them. I think this guy's another one of them. And I think we had a chip on our shoulder when we played tonight.
Well, coming into this game, I know I had to have a killer mindset. It was when I go home, and I wasn't ready to go home yet. Lubbock Christian is a very good Lubbock Christian team, but the tougher team, the team that had the more will, these guys had my back. I had their back, and I was going to do anything to make sure that we were victorious tonight.
The Rams were actually up 25 points with 9 minutes left against LCU, and the Chaps came back and pushed them to 2 overtimes. So just 19 hours later, the Rams, they had to play another game, this one in the conference semifinals against the #3 team in the nation, West Texas A&M. A spot in the final on the line against the top-seeded Buffs. First half, there's that man again. Colin Turner getting back to what he does best. Attacks the rim, gets the tough shot to fall. Buffs in front 26-24. And the LSC Player of the Year was a huge factor in that one. He's going to bang home the 3. Quay Grant says it's over. They lead the Bells by 5 at the half. 7 minutes remaining. Turner, watch this, somehow finds Cam Reedus off balance. He's open behind the arc and drains it. Reedus was huge in this one with 23 points, including 7 3-pointers, but it wasn't enough to get past the one-loss Buffs. Grant getting fancy with the layup. He tied his career high with 32 points as West Texas A&M eliminates Angelo State in the LSC semifinals. They get the win 87-77. Andre C. Bargwin led the way for the Rams with 23 points and 19 rebounds.
I can't say enough about our team and their toughness. You know, to play the 8:30 game last night, going to double overtime. You know, Cam right here, right next to me, played all 50 minutes last night. And to come back and battle the way we did, you know, proud of our team. Hope that our season's not over and hope that we'll get to continue playing in March.
They hit a lot of tough shots. When you make shots, you know, you win. So I didn't think our defense was bad, like Coach said. I just think that they hit a lot of big shots, and I give credit to them.
Ask and you shall receive, Coach Boone. The selection Sunday is come and gone. Both the Rams and Bells have spots in the national tournament.
Hey guys, hope I'm not interrupting anything. Hey, I just wanted to remind everybody about Truck Month at Jim Bass Cars and Trucks.
Right now, you can get a brand new 2020 Nissan Armada, just $588.34 per month. Or how about a brand new 2020 Nissan Kicks, just $299 per month.
Jim Bass Cars and Trucks, Houston, Hart, and Arden Road, or 24/7 at BassBunch.com. That night, y'all.
Good night. Good night.
For over a decade, Proline Trolling Motors has been San Angelo's locally owned and operated authorized service center for Minn Kota and Motor Guide. And since the beginning, our trained and knowledgeable staff has been here ready to answer your questions and make any repairs you need to get up and running again. With brands like Humminbird, Garmin, Power Pole, and New Canoe Kayak, we've got the best accessories to help you get the most out of your day fishing. Let Proline get you back out on the water.
I'll be right back.
I had no idea it was going to be so hard. I didn't know what to expect. You hear the stories, but I never took any of it seriously until I found myself here. And then I realized I was going to have to work hard for my recovery.
If you or someone you know has a drug or alcohol problem, you are not alone. Call 1-800-662-HELP.
Recovery was the hardest job I ever had, and the most important.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome back to Season Pass. Angelo State dropped 1 spot to number 9 in the national poll last week. They continued Lone Star Conference play with 2 home series against St. Mary's and St. Edwards. Let's get to the action. Game 1 of the doubleheader between Angelo State and St. Mary's. Let's get it going. Scoreless in the bottom of the second with 2 on. Jade Strother gets a base hit to center. Karina Rocha comes around to score. 1-0 Bells with the early lead. Same score, though. Later in the second, Paxia Sure slaps a hit in the left. 2 more Bells come in to score. Bells, they increase their lead to 3-0. And how about this performance? Victoria Vasquez was brilliant on the circle for ASU. In the top of the third, she strikes out Alex Moreno with 2 on to end the inning and then gets Alyssa Flores in the next inning. Same situation. The Bells get the win in game 1, 4-0. Game 2 between the Rattlers and the 9th-ranked Bells. It was a windy night at Meyer Field. Bottom of the 4th, Bells up 3-1. Ashlyn Bach singles the left with 2 on, and let's bring them home. Garcia and Burns race home to score. It's 5-1 Angelo State. Things got dicey in the top of the 5th, though. Back-to-back walks with the bases loaded brings home 2 Rattlers, bringing the score to 5-3. ASU still on top. But that girl again, Victoria Vasquez, comes in and shuts the door. Bells hang on for the doubleheader sweep, 6-3, the final of Game 2. Which brings us to this series finale. Angelo State going for the sweep of St. Mary's. ASU already up 4-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Courtney Barnhill singles it right up the middle. Hattie Shope will score easily. 5-0 lead for Angelo State. They continue that hot hitting against St. Mary's. Madison Fernandez up to bat now with 2 on. She hits a deep ball out to center field. That scores 2 more runs and gives ASU a 7-0 lead. Angelo State just keeps bringing them home. It can't get better than that. The Bells are trying to close it out in the 7th, but here come the Rattlers. A rally. Christian gets the hit up the middle for the RBI single. It's 7-3 next batter. The pitch gets away from Karina Rocha, scoring Abigail Carney. St. Mary's scored 6 to tie the game at 7 and sent it to extras. Paxton Sherwood hit a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 8th for the walk-off. ASU wins 10-7. It is to note also Barnhill broke the school record in home runs with 47 total career bombs, a record previously set by Kennedy Urbani. The Bells then swept St. Edward's today. For those highlights, go to ConchoValleyHomepage.com. The Rams baseball team also splitting a series with St. Edward's over the weekend. Coming up on Season Pass, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. In just a few minutes, we'll announce our Player of the Week. Stick around.
Hey, buddy, you doing a little yoga there?
Hey, Todd. Yeah, no, just setting this up for my wife.
Well, you do that while I remind everybody it's Truck Month at Jim Bass Cars and Trucks.
Thanks.
Right now, you can get a brand new 2019 Ford F-150 4x4 Crew Cab XLT and get $15,000 in total savings.
Jim Bass Cars and Trucks, Houston Hart and Arden Road, or 24/7 at BassBunch.com. Namaste.
Need glasses? Your tax refund goes further at iMart Express, where you'll spend less on the have-tos and keep more for the want-tos. We offer a huge selection, same-day service, and 2 pairs start at $38.71. Make the most of your refund. iMart Express.
You need to be informed to plan your financial future. KLST's Making Sense segment gives you the opportunity to learn from a qualified financial advisor. Every Wednesday at noon, Scott Fanatico will be here answering all of your financial questions. Brought to you by the Financial Services Center and KLST.
Well, are you ready? It's time for the Player of the Week. Welcome back to Season Pass. Angelo State guard Colin Turner broke the Lone Star Conference Tournament single-game scoring record with his 47 points in the quarterfinals against Lubbock Christian. Now, when asked about the performance, Turner referenced a phrase known all too well around the basketball landscape, Mamba mentality. And that, sir, alone makes you this week's KLST Player of the Week. Turner had Mamba blood running through his veins in the Rams' 97-92 double overtime win over LCU on Friday. Turner broke 4 tournament records. He scored 47 points, a record. Had 9 steals, another record. He also set new tournament highs in free throws made and free throws attempted. The senior guard then followed up that performance by scoring 13 points against WT. Just a historic, mind-blowing week for Colin Turner. Congrats to you, sir, and good luck to the Rams going forward in the South Central Regional Tournament. Colin Turner, this week's Player of the Week.
Player of the Week is sponsored by Southwest Pools and Spas.
And that pretty much wraps up this episode of Season Pass. You can go ahead and check out all of our content on ConchoValleyHomepage.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at KLST Sports. Go ahead and mention us on Twitter, and maybe we can have a conversation about some local sports. We'll be right back here next week at the same time. Good night, Concho Valley.
Season Pass, sponsored by Kelly Grimsley Kia.